So today we're diving into a really fascinating case study about how systems collapse. And what's wild is that it shows just how a super stable, successful business can be, well, shockingly fragile. In our case study, it comes from a place you probably wouldn't expect: Bikini Bottom.
To really get this, we have to start with a big question. Think about any successful business, any project, anything. What's that one secret ingredient that really holds the whole thing together? Is it money? Is it talent? What is it?
Well, in the world of the Krusty Krab, the answer is surprisingly simple, but it's also incredibly deep. It's an intangible asset: love. I mean, the actual, genuine care and passion that gets cooked into its main product. This one little emotional thing is the absolute linchpin of the whole operation. You gotta keep that in mind, because we're about to see what happens when you just pull it out.
Yeah, our story kicks off with a totally accidental experiment. It's a classic story of corporate espionage that just goes horribly, horribly wrong, and in the process, it stress tests the entire Krusty Krab business model right to its breaking point.
And this brings us to this key idea: system dependency. The Krusty Krab is like the perfect example. You've got Mr. Krabs, he's managing the money. You've got Squidward at the register, dealing with customers. And of course, SpongeBob, the fry cook, making the product. They all need each other to function. But what happens when one of those essential parts doesn't just break, but gets completely inverted?
So here's what happens. The restaurant's arch-rival, Plankton, he tries to use this aura swapper ray to basically steal SpongeBob's loyalty. But, of course, the ray misfires. It bounces off a mirror and hits both SpongeBob and the eternally miserable cashier Squidward tentacles at the exact same second.
The result? Oh, it's immediate. And it is total. We're not talking about just a simple mood swing here. This is a complete inversion of their core personalities. And that one event triggers the chain reaction that is going to unravel everything.
And when I say a flip, I mean an absolute 180-degree turn. SpongeBob, who's usually this engine of pure optimism, is suddenly just drowning in existential dread. He becomes sarcastic, apathetic. Meanwhile, Squidward, the literal embodiment of cynicism, wakes up screaming, "I'm ready," just filled with this aggressive, almost terrifying cheerfulness.
So let's look at the impact of the new SpongeBob first. That love, that secret ingredient we talked about, it's gone. Vanished. He's lazily burning the patties, he's insulting customers, and he even tells his best friend that his favorite hobby is a pointless, childish waste of time. The core product is instantly destroyed. The legendary Krabby Patties now taste like, and this is a direct quote, wet cardboard.
Now, on the other side of the coin, you've got the new Squidward, and you'd think, hey, a happy employee, that's got to be good for business, right? Wrong. So wrong. His cheerfulness is so aggressive, so manic, that it becomes destructive. He's playing his clarinet so fast it becomes chaotic noise music, and in what is truly Mr. Krabs' worst nightmare, he starts giving away free drinks, extra fries, everything, just to see people smile. He's literally giving away the profits.
So you can see where this is going. With one employee actively destroying the product and the other one literally destroying the profit margin, the stage is set for a total and incredibly fast system collapse.
It was the perfect storm. You've got your core product failing because the love is gone. Then your profit margin completely collapses because of this manic generosity. All of that leads to a customer exodus. I mean, who wants to eat wet cardboard in a crazy, noisy restaurant? The end result is a complete operational breakdown. The system just can't handle it. It cannot function. So here's the kicker. How long did all this take? A month? A week? Nope. The entire business, from a thriving restaurant to a bankrupt shell of its former self, collapsed in just 48 hours. That's it. The speed is just staggering, and it shows you how fragile the whole system really was. And this timeline just shows how fast it all went down. Within a few hours, customer complaints are through the roof. Within a single day, the restaurant is already losing money. And by day 2, it's over. Game over, bankruptcy, the end of an era. All because of one little emotional realignment.
So how do you fix a problem this fundamental? I mean, when the very soul of your operation has been turned upside down, you have to resort to some pretty extreme and, yeah, pretty ironic measures.
In a moment of pure, unfiltered desperation, Mr. Krabs has to do the unthinkable. He has to team up with the one person who started this whole mess, his arch nemesis, Plankton. Yep. The only person who can help clean it up is the guy who made it. And what they do is, essentially, it's a classic crisis management playbook. Step 1, acknowledge total failure. Check. Step 2, Identify the root cause. It's not the economy, it's the personality swap. Step 3. Form a strategic, if very temporary, partnership. And finally, Step 4. Use the original messed-up technology to reverse the damage and get things back to normal.
And this right here, this brings us to the final and most critical takeaway. The success of the Krusty Krab doesn't just depend on SpongeBob's passion. It also, weirdly, depends on Squidward's cynical indifference. It needs SpongeBob's love to make the food amazing, but it also needs Squidward's apathy to maintain a profitable, no-frills, get-'em-in, get-'em-out customer experience. One without the other leads to total ruin.
It's this bizarre, contradictory, but absolutely necessary balance. And it really makes you wonder, right? In our own lives, in our jobs, in the systems we're all a part of, what seemingly contradictory forces are actually working together in this perfect, fragile harmony, just to keep the whole thing from falling apart?